Hey, everybody, welcome back to another podcast here for Pocket Change. Thank you guys for checking us out and hanging out with us and having a damn good time while we have a damn good time. Actually, we don't care if you have a good time. We're going to have a good time one way or the other, right? Meet my podcast buddy, Joel. Joel, how's it going?
We want you to have a good time. We do. It's just that we care more about us having a good time than you.
Exactly. I mean, hey, thanks for stopping by. We're going to bullshit and talk whether 12 people or 1,200 people listen.
I apologize, guys. I'm a little under the weather, but normally I would say, Benz, I don't feel like doing this, but you know what? I enjoy coming here and doing this so much that, well, it is what it is. You guys may see me blow my nose. You can probably hear it in my voice a little bit, but it is what it is. Got some great things that have happened this week, and but we'll start off. Benz, what great things have you had happen this week? eBay.
Okay, then never mind. There was that one, I was going to talk about that one story with this one fella and his lady friend, and it was fun. But nothing eBay. I am on vacation because I'm not going home this next weekend. I didn't go home this weekend. I'm leaving Wednesday and going to my reselling
That's right.
meetup.
Right, with the locker room. They're in
Hmm.
Greenville, Tennessee. Isn't it Greenville, Tennessee? Isn't it where it's at?
Greenville, Tennessee. This actually will come out the week after that, so it already happened. It was in the future now. But when you guys see this, it'll have been in the past.
Flux capacitor worked and everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That's an inside joke for all of us, that were born in the 70s and 80s. The flux capacitor.
Yes, the 80s were wonderful.
I'm not sure.
You could do a lot of things in the 80s that you can't do today.
90s
You
too.
know.
I mean, good lord.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were a child. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 80s
Hey,
were better.
I had a Stretch Armstrong, so that's all I'm gonna say.
I stretched my arm very strong a few times, but what are we talking about? I'm confused. You ever cut one of them open?
I never did. It didn't belong to me. It was my brother's, who was born in '77.
Hmm.
You know.
All right. Well, life is good. I mean, I've been busy with a lot of stuff. I've been listing and doing things like that, but I got the store on vacation, so hopefully when I come back, boom, I get a lot of sales. So tell me about your week, man. You
I
are an active eBay seller.
I wouldn't say active. I'm not. This past week, I mean, I worked well into this almost 70 hours, so not a lot of listing going on, but still had some great events occur.
All
One,
right.
it did get the return in that I had talked about in the last one I was concerned about. It was very interesting. Um, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I told the guy, I said, this is a hell of a way to get a box.
Yeah.
Because he shipped it back to me. He kept my little baggie and my little blue box and shipped it back to me in a cube box, just a regular brown cube box. I can actually reuse it, and wrapped in a whole lot of bubble wrap. And I'm like, I mean, if you wanted my box, dude, I would have. We could have done that a whole lot easier. And lucky for me, he's a funny
So
guy
what you're
too.
saying is, for the right price, anybody can get a hold of your box.
Trying to figure out how you're gonna make that dirty.
Just checking.
But I do. If you check out a lot of my jewelry and stuff on Frugal Deals, you'll see that I have these little blue boxes that I buy that make them really, look really nice. But it came back to me. It works. It keeps perfect time, just like it did when I shipped it out. I couldn't tell it's any worse for the wear. No scratches, any extra scratches. The numbers all matched up, and so everything. I was like, so what was the deal, dude? I mean, you dickered with me. We came to agree on a price, and he was like, well, I thought it was a 12S, not a Alt S. And I said, for that price, you thought it was a 12S watch? Dude, it'd have been a lot more than that. So he was thinking, if you remember when I bought that particular watch, ladies and gentlemen, I told you on here, I said it's either this one or this one. If it's this one, it's worth $1,000. If it's this one, it's worth like 200, 250. And he was in the same boat I was. He was going, I hope it's this one.
Yeah. Stay over this way because you block the AC. Yeah. Perfect. I can't hear it. When you move back the other way, it goes.
I don't know why I can't get anybody to sign in. But anyway, so just to be on the just he was the same boat I was when I bought it. He was hoping it was $1,000 one.
Yeah.
When it was not the $1,000 one, he realized he's an eBay reseller too, and he is totally niched into pocket watches.
Watches. Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh man, I could sell it, but I'm not gonna make much
Much.
money on it because I paid basically what it's actually worth." And so that's why he wanted to return it. Now it came back great condition. He actually cleaned the bezel on it, which I thought was awesome. I'm like, dude, thank you for cleaning the bezel on it, because I don't have any bezel cleaner left. So he cleaned the bezel on it. It looks a whole lot nicer than it did. I may even retake pictures to relist it. I don't know, but um, it was just kind of weird, But it's because he was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Can't really tell by the pictures. You have to actually. It's one of those watches you actually have to get in to see which one it actually was. But I was like, dude, if it'd been that one, I would have sold it for the more expensive price. And he responded, fair enough. Because he was like, yeah, I know. Like, he was hoping I was one of those eBay real sellers who had a little bit of everything, who didn't really know anything about what I'm selling.
Yeah.
And it turns out I did know. And he and I chatted for a little bit. And I told him, I said, I'm going to follow you. He said, I'm following you. I said, he does a lot of parts.
Yeah.
Like pocket watch parts. I'm like, I come across cases all the time that I can get for next to nothing, but they would be worth so much more if they had workings inside of them. So, either way, we're pretty good. We turned out to be pretty good friends. I gave him all his money back except the shipping. He didn't even ask for the shipping. I asked him, I said, most time they ask for the shipping back. He's like, you shipped it to me, so I know you didn't get to keep that cost. So that's
Yeah.
another thing when you're working with an eBay seller, they understand those things. Um, but as it turns out, I sold a couple items. I cannot get eBay to come up from anything. But I sold a couple items. Maybe I'll grab it on my phone here. Sold a couple of other items.
Is that an okay week?
So yeah, after the refund, it kind of left me down there around $13, and I'm already back up to like 50. So
Nice.
so not terrible. I got some shipping and packing to do tonight. Might have to do some sipping and shipping. Um,
Every day. Although, just so you know, I'm going to do sober October. I've realized living in this apartment by myself, I might drink a little more than I used to, like every day. So I've decided that I'm going to try sober October. Will you do that with me? Since you don't drink anyways.
I don't think I can promise that.
What?
Dude, I mean, I don't drink a lot, but like here lately I've been sick, so I've been drinking a little more than normal. Shot of whiskey, shot of NyQuil, go to bed. And before you tell me we're not supposed to mix those,
Oh no, it's good. That's good. I agree. A little Nyquil and a little whiskey.
but getting back to one of the things I sold,
That, that's a good
I
Wednesday.
really wanted to talk about one of the things I sold this week. Do you remember those stupid Disney Store dolls?
Stupid Disney store. What?
The stupid Disney Store doll, the Tomorrowland boy.
Yeah.
I finally sold one. You can't even see it. I finally sold one.
I thought you sold them all.
I kept one, and I donated the whole other box to the church. Uh,
Yeah.
what do you call it? Yard sale. And some
Yep.
reseller came up and picked them up and bought all of them for like $20 or something, same as I
But you
did.
kept the one you had in
But I
inventory.
kept the one I had in inventory, and then finally I sold it. And I'm like, yay! Tomorrowland Boy finally sold. This has been
I think selling the one paid for all of them, right?
actually, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why you didn't hold on to it because everything sells eventually. Damn it. Listen,
I bought them 3 years ago. I'm sorry. If it takes 3 years, I had a whole box. I can't. I'm not gonna go, cause there was like 30 of them things in that one box. That would have been 90 years. No thank.
I agree, but I mean, that's how I'm doing with my porn, softcore porn videos. I bought 4,000 of them for $1. I'm going to hold on to them and eventually sell them.
Using them in the meantime.
By the time, no, yeah, I mean, yes, that's the best kind of porn if you want to watch it with your wife. But if you're solo, softcore doesn't work.
Family show.
But go
Anyway,
ahead.
but Tomorrowland Boy, my last Tomorrowland Boy finally sold. My only
Nice.
Tomorrowland Boy finally sold. But I was so tickled. When I saw that come across, I was like, oh, yes. So,
That's cool, man. Good for you.
so it
I'm
will.
glad you sold
This
it.
has been the month of selling things that I thought would never sell. I mean,
It's good to know.
that's what this has been the month of. But you know what's shocking to me? And I really wanted to show the stats on it. So I listed my Christmas stuff, and it has absolutely no views. So I'm like, am I too early? Because I thought,
I don't think so. I think right now they'd be buying that stuff.
that's what I.
Maybe it's a little early. Maybe October.
Maybe October, folks. Maybe. I mean, we already got the Halloween candy out at the 1st of September.
Move a smidge over. Yeah, can't hear the AC when you sit there.
This is where you want me, folks.
Yes,
I get
I'm just saying. Not for me, for the people
I
listening,
get
because otherwise you hear.
directions. Move a smidge over, smidge to the. I mean, you just want to like put another earpiece in here so we can do it
No,
on another
I want to put
channel.
a little like no, I want to put a chip in you, and I can just use the joystick here, move
Oh,
you
you
up.
want me to motorize my chair and give you the so you.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Sitting there, you cover the AC.
Well, I guess that's better than having to turn it off. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I haven't been listing anything, but I've still been selling a little bit. I've been delisting more than I've been listing because I've been too lazy to list. So I've
Hmm.
delisted as the days come up. But it's amazing to me if you list 10 things, it really is amazing to me how many days you're actually listing. So if you say, and what I mean by that is, if I say I'm going to list 10 things this day, every day, and then I go back the next
Yes.
month and I'm going to, relist, whatever, and I'm going to fill in the gap. It's amazing to me how it's like, okay, well, here's 8, so I got to do 2. Well, here's 7, I got to do 3. Well, here's 9, I got to do 1. But it's not like you're relisting the whole 10 every day. So,
Yeah.
of course, I need to be listing so much every day because I mean, I've got a lot to list now. My inventory has ballooned.
Now you need to put that stuff out there. But it comes to my thought process. My new idea is eBay doesn't fail you, you fail eBay. All right. Everybody likes to point fingers, when things don't go the way they expect.
Well,
My
yeah.
sales are slow. The algorithm hates me. eBay changed something and now I'm doomed. I can't sell anything.
Well, now we
I
did
mean, let's
have
be
that
real.
one month where, and eBay admitted to it,
Yeah.
but that was across the board where sales dropped. What was it, like 78%? Because eBay did
Yeah.
that
That was
one
some,
update or
yeah,
whatever, and it screwed everybody. But that's been one time.
that is true. Yeah. And I think that happens every once in a while. But for the most part,
I mean, people would try to buy something they couldn't check out. So those things have happened, but I get what you're saying. Most of the time, it's our fault if you're not selling, and it's because you're
yeah,
not you're not working.
eBay's just a marketplace. It's a tool, not a babysitter. It doesn't care if you win or lose, right? It doesn't care if you sell or you don't sell. What it cares about is making money for itself.
Well, if you don't go to
So,
work,
I mean,
Now
Yeah,
let's
you're not
face
gonna
it,
make any
folks.
money.
If you don't go to work now, and maybe you're, depending upon how you're paid or whatever, but most time, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. If you're a salaried employee and you don't go to work for so long, you lose the salary. If you work for
Exactly.
yourself and you don't go to work, you don't get paid. If you're an hourly employee and you don't go to work unless you're on PTO, but eventually that runs out. So it's the same here. eBay's the same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so I agree with eBay. If you don't take good photos, if you write lazy titles, if you skip item specifics, if you price yourself out of the game. I mean, if your shipping's not fast enough, then it's not eBay failing you, it's you failing eBay as a place where you can sell.
well, let me ask you something. Now, would you ever consider going back to 1 day shipping?
Yes, I would when I get to the point where I always do, and I won't do it this year unless I get home. Um, 1 day, especially during the fourth quarter. And 1 day shipping isn't that bad, even if you work, because when you get home, you just pack your stuff and you ship it and drop it on the way to work the next day. I think 1 day shipping does help. I don't think it helps immensely because that's why I do 3 day shipping most of the time. But
Well, and that's what I was, I've been running with 3 day shipping the whole entire time. But I have thought about maybe for the fourth quarter, at least until I shut down for Christmas, running to one
yeah,
day. I'm going to wait till I come back from
it
vacation,
makes,
though.
yeah, I would wait till you come back from vacation and then I would do that for the fourth quarter. I do think in the fourth quarter it matters more because people want to now, because now when it says it's going to get there, it's going to get there 2 days sooner,
Mm.
right? So I think that people at this time of year want to make sure they're going to get it in time, or at least get it early in case it's not what they were looking for, so they can get something else, right?
I'm thinking about, too, doing the whole, once I come back from vacation in October, doing 1 day and doing the whole eBay discount.
There you go.
Just to see on the eBay discount on shipping, folks. Just to see how it, and you guys know I'll report back to you how it, did it improve my sales compared to the last 2 years? Did it, what was the effect? Because I do make a lot now. I'm probably not going to do that on artwork because it's just so.
No, I never did it on artwork. I never did it on anything that was over like 20 pounds because it just seems like, you know, you might have to make a box or something like that. But shipping and handling, I mean, if you offer fast handling, like 1 day handling, it definitely increases, I think, the trust in you and the visibility of your product. There's probably people that are looking for that, you know? I think the other thing you ought to do is returns. You have returns turned on, right? But not free. Free returns anymore doesn't make any sense because you don't get that saving grace if it
Well,
happens. And you
here's
have,
what I found out from Gino, the guy that I had that return. I was like, I'm sorry about that. It cost you shipping twice, and he's like, it only cost me shipping once because
oh, yeah.
eBay guarantees them. And
Oh,
eBay now is doing it is and it's not just now, for apparently for a while, on returns they request, if they get their label through eBay, then it doesn't cost them anything, because what eBay sees that as is, if you will request a return through us and request the shipping label through us and use our shipping label, and this is what he told me, then we don't it doesn't get charged to you like it used to, apparently a while back, whenever, I don't know when it changed, but it doesn't get charged to you, because what they want to do is be able to track it back to the seller. Like, it got delivered and I didn't even know it, and eBay knew it, and sent me a notification, said it's been returned to you. It has arrived a day early, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, but they want to know that, so that's just, just like they're encouraging sellers to ship through eBay shipping process, they're encouraging buyers to return through eBay, because they can actually forfeit their guaranteed return status with eBay by not shipping it through eBay. So it's one of those perks I didn't quite understand, because I've never really bought a whole lot on eBay. And most of what I bought, I judge the seller just like everybody else. What's their percentage? What's their da 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 da? You know, so, I mean, It is interesting though. I have been hit with a lot of automatic feedback here lately.
Because all the you're only getting maybe 30% of the feedback. So you're going to get. So has that number then increased for
Oh
you?
yeah, I'm getting ready to be over 100. But
No, no. That number that said one.
yes, yeah,
So
we have
yeah.
determined now
So that's just the
it's
total
just the
number of
total number
automatic
of
feedback.
automatic feedback. I'm up to like 5 now. So, but the thing I don't like about it, and I wish, here's the thing I don't like. I'm afraid that is encouraging buyers not to leave feedback.
I didn't think of it that way.
Because it's like I'm getting less, I'm getting my number up, yeah, just automatic, but I'm getting less response from the buyers. It's like they've been told now, well, he's going to get automatic feedback anyway, so unless you have a problem. So I think what we're going to see is the same thing we see on like Google and Yelp reviews. All your feedback is going to be nothing but negative. It's going to turn to where all
That's
your
crazy.
feedback is nothing but negative because they're just going to assume you get good feedback anyway. So what difference does it make? Why should I leave good feedback? I think eBay needs to I'm switching teams here, folks. I'm starting to think this automatic feedback might not be a good thing.
But I mean, through customer service, you can get more feedback, right? You know,
Yeah, but you're gonna have
you're
to
still sending
really
all your
work.
emails and
You know,
stuff you were doing.
yeah, but it's seeming to be harder and harder. And it's almost like they just ignore it now.
Yeah. So
And
customer feedback, especially coming up in the fourth quarter, make sure you're doing fast, response to your questions, because otherwise the people will move on to the next item, right?
now, another thing we've talked about just recently in the past is Walmart entering the reselling market along with their
Have you looked further
selling
into
market.
that?
I have.
Hmm.
And I'm going to say this Walmart is comparable to the standard fees of eBay. But Walmart's algorithm is a totally different setup than eBay. Right now, here's what Walmart says Walmart says activity and quality of product generates where you rank in the reselling as well as the seller. So, in other words, what Walmart is going to do is okay, so if you've got a used item, new item, brand new, number one spot, period. Semi used and on down to where, based on the grade that you put. Now, here's the kicker on that. Walmart makes also though does a full refund buyer non-negotiated if you misrepresent your product. Now, eBay does something similar. It's worded a little bit different. So it has to be proven with eBay that you misrepresented your product. Walmart makes no such claim. So if you put on there that it's a grade A product or grade A condition, and they come back and say, no, it's grade D, Walmart's probably automatically going to ding you. So that's a no no. But on some things, their fees are a lot cheaper. Automotive stuff and tools is cheaper.
Yeah.
Jewelry, still 15%. So any type of jewelry is still 15%. Clothing, though, Walmart is where you're going to want to list your clothing. It's like, I think like 5% is what I saw. So your fee, your
Is much
selling fee is
cheaper.
only like 5%. So I may take all
Do
my
they
clothes
have
off eBay, or I may just list all my clothes on Walmart if I sign up for over there and put all my clothes over there.
cross list them?
Cause it's much cheaper for that. But the other thing though is there again is I'm curious as to how Walmart's going to. So in other words, they're ranking on condition, what you put in as a condition, and they're ranking on price. And what was the other? I just mentioned it. Um, anyway, so they have a different way. eBay does this thing where you can buy your algorithm boost. Like we've talked about several times, you put in there and you go, okay, I'll give it an extra 10% boost. I'll give it an extra 20% boost. I'll give it a, and that's how eBay does it. Walmart does not do that. There again is on that three
Yeah.
prong. I have to go back and look it up. Folks, if you list this thing, you've got all three of them. Because I know I said all three of them. I just can't remember exactly which, how it works. But the condition thing's what gets me a little bit because then when you go look at returns and you see that they're not going to fight for you on the returns at all. If a person says
Yeah.
it's
So
not,
if you say it's a B and they say it's a D, you just lose your money.
pretty much.
Yeah, that doesn't
So
sound good.
I'm not too keen on that because that's the old way that eBay used to do it, and they don't quite do that anymore. They can actually step in because I did a bunch of research with this return coming, so things have changed with eBay. But Walmart's like, no, if you list it as new and they come back and say it's not new, you're gonna have some problems. So
Don't lie.
I don't know. I'm gonna from what I've read, I'm gonna degrade Walmart from taking as big a chunk out of eBay as I thought they would. Because I understand what they're trying to do is be a little cheaper right now to attract, but I think those things are going to hurt sellers, especially resellers on Walmart.com. Now, if you're just a regular seller, because Walmart makes that distinction, seller is new, reseller is pre-owned. So you can be either one. The account is the same. So if you list something for new with tags and show that it has the tags, that's automatically going to be you're categorized as a seller. Then you have the reseller aspect, where if you list something as pre-owned, now that's reselling. It doesn't make much difference. Walmart just making that distinction that they're entering the reselling market because they're going to allow pre-owned items to be listed. So if you're an importer from China and you're watching our podcast, or I don't know why you would be, but if you're an importer from China, you're importing
Yeah.
new stuff from China or the Congo, I don't care, and you've been listed on Walmart.com, now you can go to yard sales and gather stuff, and it's gonna be the same seller account. It is different cost on listing stuff. Um, they still want to push more new, as you can tell, because
Mhm.
brand new items have a reduced charge from what I saw versus used items, and I think it's because Walmart's just kind of like, yeah, we want to enter this, we want to start hitting on eBay a little bit, kind of some taps instead of straight on punches. But we're not ready to bite this off with a full vengeance. They're kind of testing the waters, I guess you'd say. But yeah, so do I think it's a good move? I think if you sell clothes or you want to sell clothes, like you with your jeans, I think it'd be great to cross list that on because you bought a lot of new jeans, got a lot with the tags on
Yeah.
it. That would be a great way to do it, especially new. But even your used clothing, if it's in great shape, just because here's the thing: if you okay, so out of the T-shirt, that Charleston T-shirt that I sold, if I had listed that on Walmart and sold it on Walmart for $10, I literally would have kept like $8.50 with the fees, maybe more than that. Whereas on eBay, I ended up only getting like $6 out of it. So
Yeah.
I would have made a little more profit. I think if you're selling clothes, it's a great way to go. I think if you're selling other items, if you're selling car items like these tools behind me and everything, I think it's a great place to go, um, and cross list as well. But I would not leave eBay for Walmart. Not right now.
Well, the fourth quarter is upon us. So, what are good items to sell in the fourth quarter on eBay? What do you think?
I don't know. My fourth quarter the last 2 years have been all over the place.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it really has. I mean, I can tell you right now what eBay is saying from just doing some research.
Hmm.
Right now, they're saying basically if you have Hallmark ornaments through the years, that's a great thing to have listed on there now in the box. Um,
Yeah, so I think holiday and seasonal. I think Christmas decorations are good to put there. Vintage ornaments, maybe blow molds if you have them. They take a little more space to pack, but they definitely ship. and buy during the fourth quarter. Hallmark keepsakes, those are definitely a good idea. Light up decorations, tree toppers, stuff like that.
Interesting enough, though,
Um,
the greatest day for Christmas items on eBay last year was January the 5th, and it
getting
was
stuff
and
afterwards.
it was yard decorations.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because then it's probably discounted at that point. So ugly Christmas sweaters, they're still a thing. They still do ugly Christmas sweater parties,
And eBay
especially
has
branded ones.
eBay has a specific. Get this now, it's not come out yet, but I remember it from last year, and if they do it again, they probably will. But Christmas clothing, particularly ugly Christmas sweaters, they have a subcategory for that they put out in a big banner that you can get listed into if you have ugly Christmas sweaters. So
Okay. Holiday kitchenware is always good for me. Mugs, Starbucks mugs, cookie cutters, Pyrex, stuff like
I
that.
did real well
Sonics.
on watches last year at Christmas because they're
Yeah.
great gifts for dads. Because for some reason, everybody goes, I don't know what to get dad, or I don't know what to get my husband for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you a hint, folks. Go watch TikTok. It's all over TikTok right now. What the greatest gift for dad is, or for husbands, not for dad, husbands. Um, Dad, you got to work a little bit more, but dude, you can't go wrong with tools.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with pocket watches. Neckties. Let's lay off the neckties, folks. Come on now.
How many people actually wear neckties anymore? It's not like 1952. So,
And
yeah.
see, though, I don't really wear neckties anymore. I wear bow ties, and I only wear real men's bow ties because only a real man knows how to tie a bow tie.
I can tie a bow tie.
See, you know, it's
I'm
interesting.
not sure that I'm a real man, but, I
I
try.
say all the time, only a real man knows how to actually tie a bow tie, and most people don't know how to tie one. They can learn how to tie a
And we can watch anything on the internet,
regular
learn how to
tie,
do
but
it.
tying a bow tie, and the sad part is, if you can tie your shoe, you can tie a bow tie. It's really not that much different. But anyway, I only
Another thing good for the fourth quarter is toys. I mean, every time I have toys, I always list them in the fourth quarter. They sell very well.
especially
Vintage toys.
vintage antique toys. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
Because everybody loves them, like Transformers, He-Man, Ninja Turtles do well, GI Joe, Star Wars, any of that
I
stuff
sold
works out
every one
very
of my
well.
10 toys last year at Christmas.
Mhm.
I had old 10 toys,
Mhm.
sold every one of them at Christmas. They'd been on there for like a year and a half, and they all three went at Christmas last year.
Yeah, modern toys, Lego sets. If you can find the right Lego set at a good price, it'll resell. Funko Pops still sell,
Ugh.
not very well, but they still
Train
sell.
sets. Train sets
Barbies,
are
Pokemon.
train sets are still huge at Christmas. So
Yeah, train sets are huge all the time for the right
no, no,
ones.
no,
Board games.
no. Train sets are
Look
not.
for board games, but look for specialty board games, sealed if you can find them.
I'm getting ready to sneeze. Let me see if I can mute this.
And stuffed animals sell well all year long, but at Christmas they just sell better. Excuse me. Squishmallows. Even Beanie Babies sell. I mean, if they're the rare ones, they're worth like $4,000. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, folks, right there. I don't know if you saw me. I had to sneeze. Um, and when I sneeze, it's like Mount St. Helens erupting. Anyway, I here's the thing on some of the items you're talking about. Going back to trains, I want to point this out because I've been doing a lot. I've been thinking about getting into trains. Vintage trains sell like hotcakes all year long. Cheap train sets, cheap train sets
Sounds
sell
better.
at Christmas. So
Yes.
the problem is I'm trying to figure out where to source cheap train sets.
Yeah, I don't know where.
I've seen a lot on some auction sites here lately. Um, they sell pretty good at Christmas time, but if you buy them and you usually when you're buying them on auction sites, you're buying in a bulk box. Plan on holding that box. If you whatever you don't sell here at Christmas, you're not going to sell here because the collectors do not want the cheap junk sets.
Exactly. Like and media and electronics sell decently at the end of the year. You know, a good
I
presence.
think that
Like
depends.
if you're into Blu-rays or DVDs, box sets maybe, they seem good. Rare ones out of print. I know I've had luck with anime and horror, horror, and some holiday movies. You know, especially if you get like the Elf sells really good this time of year. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
Yeah,
The number one movie on eBay this time of year is Rudolph,
yeah,
which apparently you can't watch that on TV anymore.
yeah. And video game consoles and video
It's
games,
interesting
right?
though. Video games and video game consoles have really taken a dive over the last while.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think they sell a little bit in the fourth quarter because people are like, oh, well,
I
cousin Joey has a PlayStation. Let's get him a game because we don't know what to buy him because he wears all that black eye makeup and he's into weird stuff. So let's just get him a game.
I think what we're going to see, because we're currently in that lull before new consoles come out, and they'll probably hit here around Christmas, supposedly. We've been told that last year or so. Um, but I think the PS5 is kind of running its course. Everybody who's got that, I know the PS3 that I've got, those games have started selling overseas rather than here in America. It's become really difficult to sell PS3 games. So those are don't rack up on those. If you come across a good deal on those, don't. They're not, you know. Xbox games are not selling as much as they were because the new Xbox is due out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I will say this: what really seems to be selling in the game world, because I've tinkered in that world right now, is computer games. Interesting enough, it's kind of crazy, but computer guys who they I've noticed, and I'm not into gaming enough to really say this. So some of you guys watching who are into gaming, please help us out here, because this is not my field of expertise. But it seems like computers now are actually starting to take, when game consoles came out, they started taking money away from computers. And when they started really focusing on game consoles, back when we had the Super NES and we had the Sega Genesis, you saw a shift from computer games to console games. And that has been the mega controller for, game consoles have been just it for like the last 30 years. But now we're starting to see a shift back with gaming, with games being so advanced that computers now are being able to have better graphics, better sound, better experience. And so you're watching the real rise of gaming computers. Because I was looking, gaming computers used to be so expensive, and now they're actually coming down in value, and yet and you're seeing a migration back to that because they can now have you can have the same controller hooked up. You can put it on a big screen TV monitor. You can have several monitors, and some of these computer games, like the new Call of Duty coming out for the PC. I was reading on it. It says you can use up to like 3 screens with it. So it'll let you, if you're using a gaming computer, you can actually have the game going on and beside of you have your chat over here on one, and so they're really getting into that. And I don't know what's going to happen to game consoles. I don't know if they're going to survive all this.
That's good to know.
So,
It's interesting.
well, I try to keep up with a little bit of everything of what I'm selling, and go, is this a market I want to stay in? Is it a market I want to get out of? I know clothes is a market I want to get out of. I want out of
Not
clothes.
because it's not a good market. You just want to get out of it, right?
Well, I don't think it's a good market.
It is. It sells. It's one of the biggest selling markets
It
on
is. It
eBay.
is the biggest selling market on every platform out there for
Everywhere.
selling
I
and
mean,
retail.
Poshmark is basically just
Yeah,
clothes.
for
So
every selling platform. I don't care. Walmart, Target, Amazon, eBay, Poshmark, Macari, Bonanza. What's the Snap Live has it now? Where there's a Snap Live that you can do. Marketplace, Facebook Live sell.
Yeah, that's why.
Clothes
That's why.
is the biggest selling thing.
So if Walmart is making that the lowest, you can get into that for 5%. It's because there's a bigger market for it. They want to suck it into their area,
Right.
right?
The reason I want to get out of it is because if you look up, I don't know, I could go over and grab one of the shirts off the rack, especially in ladies' clothing. It is such a competitive market, and there's so
Yeah,
many of. I mean, if I come across a lady's blouse that's not listed on eBay, that's a. I don't know that that's ever happened. That would be a rarity because
yeah.
there's so many of them listed. And there's, I mean, you can probably look up one particular blouse right now for a lady's blouse. There's probably a 200,000 of them listed, and then you go, okay, well, just how about just extra large? There's probably 75,000 of extra large. I mean, it's just like, and it drives the price way down.
It's definitely an oversaturated part of the market.
Yeah, and so that I want
But
to get out of it.
there's so many of those people that are selling that clothes go to, like the eBay, or excuse me, the Goodwill bins, and they're paying $2 a pound, and a shirt weighs 6 ounces, so they got like 50 cents in it. So it makes sense that it's oversaturated. I go to the eBay bins all the time, and I've been looking for books and like home goods because I really don't want to do clothes. I buy clothes, but I never sell clothes. I just have a bunch of clothes sitting around. Um, there's like one bin of two bins of books, and then like 42 bins of clothes. There's a lot more clothes donated. So other things like household, for the household things that are good, I think for the holidays, maybe kitchen appliances. If you can find it, blenders, mixers, coffee makers, and bread machines. If we ever get another uh, COVID shut in, that's when bread machines went crazy.
Oh, they did. They really
They
did.
did. They went out of control.
They really, really did. Did you see that one thing? It was a. It was called the toilet paper gizmo. I was like,
No,
what
I
in the
didn't.
world? It basically took. You could buy single ply paper towels, and it would cut. It was a machine. You stuck that in there. You pulled the thing down, and it pulled two razor blades down, and it cut it into three rolls. Here's the thing, folks. If you are flushing paper towels, even if it's one ply, down your toilet, you better have a good plunger.
Exactly.
But that was the thing. It sold like hotcakes on Amazon. It was like Amazon's top buy for like 3 weeks on during COVID. Like it was like kill two birds with one stone. Save yourself some money. Buy paper towels that you don't have to worry about buying for
Another
toilet
thing,
paper.
like household giftable things, home fragrances, Yankee candles, Bath and Body Works, Scentsy, that type of stuff sells. Because those are very giftable items during the fourth quarter.
Don't buy Bath and Body Works, folks.
You're wrong. If you can find the right Bath and Body Works stuff that's been like discontinued for some of those like little like hand soaps will sell for like 70, 80, 100
Well, then I'm
bucks
going to give
because
y'all a
people want
hint
that.
on that. I'm not getting into it, and I'm going to tell you why. I am a certified Bath and Body Works member. And if you join Bath and Body Works, not for me, folks, I don't use it, but my wife and my daughter go crazy. And I usually buy it once a year at Christmas because as a member, they bring back all these discontinued scents, and you can order it by the dozen for next to. I mean, the $12 body wash bottles go down to like $4 for the member if you're buying in bulk. So I buy in bulk every year about this time, and it lasts them a whole
You should be reselling that. You'd be making a lot of money.
apparently. But I'm not.
Yeah.
Again, I want to get into certain areas eventually, and not and out of others. And no offense to you ladies if you're watching this, but I want out of everything that has to do with ladies. I'm just so sick of having to do 1,400 different measurements on a pair of pants. Either you know your size
So
or you don't.
tips for fourth quarter. What do you got? Right. I think bundle items. I think if you have like a bunch of Hot Wheels, bundle like three of them together because I've sold a lot of Matchbox and Hot Wheels and stuff, and the shipping's like
But now
$5 on
yours is in
one.
a lot of yours too though is in new packaging.
Yeah, it is. It is. But if you bundle items together, the shipping becomes much more appealing to the
It
to the
does. It
employee,
does.
to the buyer, right? List early. Make sure you're listing early right now, October, November at the latest, because people buy
I will give you
their
guys a
Christmas
tip I
stuff.
have learned that works for all year long. It goes along with exactly what Ben's is saying right now. Your list time of day. Everything I have goes on at 6 a.m. Pacific because eBay runs on Pacific Standard Time. Why do I do that?
Yeah.
Why is it 6 a.m. every day? Because I figured out by playing with it, the best time for it to hit is like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time where I'm at because they're already at work. They're already usually through their meeting, their first meeting, and they're already sitting at their desk and they don't want to work yet. So they're on their phone looking at eBay.
Makes sense.
And if they're not, they're doing it the rest of the time of the day and it's already listed.
Right. So you get the early birds and the slow.
But you're absolutely right. I think bundling for especially Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
Oh my
stuff like that. Stuff
gosh!
that,
And
yeah,
Matchbox
if you can get
cars.
stuff, yeah.
I wish I could figure out how you got all the Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars. Man, you lucked into that.
Uh,
You really did.
I didn't look into that. I went on to Facebook Marketplace and found somebody selling their collection.
Lucked into
That's
it.
what you need to do. I know. I spent like $200. I made that back in like 2 days,
Those
and now I'm still selling them a year and a half
all
later.
your
The
cars.
ones
You've
that
done
aren't so
well
great.
on your cars. Your
Yeah,
you've done pretty well on those.
yeah. So
Diecast
list
cars
early.
and Matchbox
Yeah.
and Hot Wheels are awesome things to get into. But my God, I can't find anybody who's selling them for where you can find them for. I mean,
Have you been on Facebook
I
Marketplace?
have. I keep a watch on that.
Yeah, no, I go there all the
Now
time, but
I have
it's
also
not as good as
been
it used to be.
on. I was on our local auction site just a while back, and they had a whole pallet of diecast cars, 124 scale,
Yeah.
and I was like, or 120 scale, whatever. Not the great big one, but not the Matchbox.
No, this 164 is a Matchbox car, so 124 is like the ones that are like that big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had
those
a
are good.
whole set of them, a
Yeah.
whole pallet of them. I mean, and nobody was bidding on them. I was like, huh. But I started looking and looking them up, and they're the wrong ones. They're like
Yeah,
the
that is
mass
true.
produced for Hobby Lobby ones.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a big difference for sure. But if you can get them cheap enough, $1 a piece, and they sell for $10 a piece.
I'm not sure they sell though. I was trying to look through some of the solds. I mean, there's the thing too, folks. You've really got to look. The fourth quarter can be awesome, but you can't just go hog wild and say I'll just buy anything for $1. I mean, you still got to.
I don't disagree. I do disagree with that. So I do think everybody looks at this sell through rate like it's the bee's knees of everything that matters for selling on eBay. I think if you have a little bit of space, like I have space,
Well, no, you and I are
if
the one that started that, right? Everybody don't give us
yeah,
credit for that, but you and I,
no, we didn't start
we
that. That was
did.
before
No,
us. But yeah, we have promoted it, but we didn't start
we
it.
pretty much started that. There wasn't a whole lot of guys out there talking about it. There was a few old timers talking about sell through, but you and I pretty much were the ones who made it mainstream because we took it into the mathematical calculus realm. I mean, we were rocket scientists
Agree.
with it, and we did well doing it. But we've learned
Yeah.
that it's not quite. It's not
Well, don't pass something up because it doesn't have a 50% or better sell through
right.
rate.
I agree.
I think if you look at things and go, oh, wait a minute, this does sell. And it sells for $12 and it sells 20 a month. If you can buy it for $1 and sell it for 10, you're going to sell that in the month, right? So look at it differently.
Or
Now, if there's 4,000 of them listed and 6 sell a month, walk away from it. But If you can buy an item that sells consistently, there's a lot of those items, and you can buy it cheap enough that you can sell it at a little bit below market value. I believe you can make some money.
Yeah, you can. You're right. You
Yeah.
absolutely can. I mean, and I mean, and there you go again, folks. Our two famous slogans, the two slogans that we are known for here at Pocket Change is everything sells eventually, and you sell what you list. So, I mean, and if you guys want us to go back through explaining that, we can some other time. But go back and watch our old shows. You'll fully understand
Yeah.
both of those slogans. One's a little
Exactly.
more, sounds a little dumb, but it's not. It actually would, if you just explain to you, you understand. But yeah, you don't have to sit there. Don't be so tight, because there for so while, man.
Blah, blah, blah. Your tongue got
Yeah,
thick.
let me spit this back. There for a while, my inventory got so small because I was only looking for things that were 50 or better percent sell through rate,
You're not going to make it.
and
I
it got
mean,
to where I was only making like $30 a month. Because my inventory, I was doing great. I'd buy this item and it'd sell. I'd buy this item and it'd sell. My inventory started shrinking though so fast that it got to where I couldn't find enough items to keep my inventory wide enough to make any money.
I agree.
So
Yeah. So listing strategies in the fourth quarter. Don't wait until December. Beginnings October. Beginning September.
we need to go
The peak is
through
November for selling, right?
we
So
need to go through the
November.
cell bracket store size, because I know we've only got a few minutes here left. But one of the key things that I learned from Ben's early on was know what store size you got and where it's worth it to upgrade. So for the fourth quarter, you may want to, and I'm just throwing this out here, and maybe we'll do that on our next show because I know we're winding down here.
Yeah, let's look at that.
We'll go
We'll
through
look
the
at that.
math
What it
again.
costs. What's the math if you are the free store versus the paid store? So $4.95 for the free store gives you the same amount of listings as the first level, I think.
No,
I have to
you
look at
got
that
you
again.
got the free store, which doesn't cost
Yeah, the free store
store
and the
doesn't.
$4.95 cost you the same, but you get no back end, so you can't do any kind of coupons. You can't do any free. You can't do any of the things that help you sell.
Right, and that's where we
So
said a long time ago because I started out on a free store, and I said nope, I should have never done this. Start out with 495, but the big thing is I'm looking at right now going, okay, I have enough inventory to go to the next level store. I want to do that anyway. But I'm sitting here going, but wait a minute. For the fourth quarter, I'm looking at the mathematics on pushing it to the limit because I'm limited to
yeah,
250 items,
do
but the
that first.
1,000 costs more money. We go from
Yeah, it
495
costs
to
you like
20.
$27.
Yeah, we go from 495 to 27 to I think it's like 25.99 or something like that. Anyway, we'd have to look it back up again.
We'll look it
So
up. We'll talk about that next
we'll
week.
talk about
But
that. Yeah,
there definitely is and it is not that big of a difference from that. So if you're listing 250 and you would go to 300, you're better off to get the store.
get
But
no. I don't remember where the breakdown is. Well, we'll have to go back through that
no,
and see where
we will.
because it seems to me like it was more up there like maybe 400 items. And if you're not gonna stay at that kind of thing, then you need to
Not.
not.
I agree.
But maybe you want to push it out for the fourth quarter and you've only got limited inventory. I mean, so you just go ahead and push. Don't buy the next store. But we'll talk about that on the next one. Put that down and tell on the next one so that we can actually go through the math on
Go
that.
through the math on that.
Yeah, as we
Yeah.
did. You did it before.
Yeah, I did. I have it somewhere. Sure.
Wow, we have not been very funny tonight.
We have not. So,
This has
you know
been
what?
so
Hey, check out
serious,
my
folks.
nipples.
We, it's there's been a lot packed into this 1 hour
I
though.
know. We've been trying to be like an actual reselling show. So stay in there, people. We'll come up with some
Every once in a
really
while, we're
good
going to give you a lot of information. that's going to help you a lot, like this show. And then every once in a while, we're just going to give you a time to just, well, have a beer and relax, because we're going to give a couple things that are worthwhile, and the rest of it's pretty much just us BSing. Um, Tonight was,
Yeah, so focus on your inventory right now, right? Giftable items. That's what
yeah,
you want. Toys, collectibles, electronics, clothing, and home goods that are giftable.
here's what I'm going to tell you is big things to stock up on. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Anything that will fit in a standard size stocking. Think about it.
I think my stocking might be different than most, but I agree.
We're talking about a standard, standard
Yeah,
size stocking, that hangs by the fireplace. Those are things that will sell, and they're easy to ship. Hot Wheels is one of those things. Matchbox, those are
yeah,
great for that. And like he was
stocking
saying, do them in a
stuffers. Yeah,
lot, because parents will buy them in a lot, and then one for little Timmy, one for Jimmy, one for
yep,
and another thing is, I don't know if you guys are really watching the news or not, but eBay is projected right now to have increased sales of 35% this Christmas.
no, no. I mean, in general, like the reselling market is expected to double over the next 5 years, right? So
Well,
it's a good
I
place
was
to like
shocked,
get
man.
into and try.
I was shocked when they're predicting eBay. I mean, they're predicting eBay to grow by 35%, or the reselling market to grow 35% just in the next quarter. And
Yeah.
part of
So
it's
I mean
also
that part.
where we're
Yeah,
at, inflation wise
yeah.
and all that. So,
And look at the de minimis, like the importing from other countries right now. They have to pay. It used to be if you could sell $800 or less, there was no import charge. They've taken that away. So think about this: as a reseller in the U.S., you are cheaper than everybody else. And there's like 30 countries right now that are not shipping to the US. So
mhm.
yeah, Canada, the only place that really England they've built that in, but if they do ship to the US, they have to pay those charges that in the past they didn't have to. And right now, China is
Oh Lord.
cut they cut that off, right? In August, middle of
The
August.
same article I was reading said Etsy's supposed to go up by like 12% or something on Etsy.
Yeah, I think right now, if you're a reseller, you're at the best place if you're in the US. Get everything you can listed, and hopefully you'll have a great fourth quarter. I don't see how you wouldn't.
I promise you, if you get everything on there here in the next, within October, October
Yes.
should be your month to bust it out and get as much listed as possible. If you don't have it listed by October, don't fret. You'll have November as well, but you need to bust your hump, dedicate yourself to increasing your items on store, not inventory. Like I got hanging behind me. What I got hanging behind me is inventory. That's not on. Those
Mhm.
are not on store yet. Because if they're on store, they're moved to the other rack on the other side of this wall over here. So none of that is on store. So there's a difference between in inventory and on store. I want to make that distinction. Get as much as you possibly can over the next 45 days on store.
Yes, out there so they can buy it. Makes
You
sense.
don't make any money until they pay
All
for it.
right. Exactly. You can't sell it unless it's listed. If once it's listed, you can sell it.
What is it? Kevin, what's his name? Kevin O'Leary said, Mr. Wonderful says something like, what is it? He says, you make your money when you buy it. No, you don't. I'm sorry, I disagree with that. It doesn't do you any good sitting back here.
You do make your money in the buy.
You do,
So if you pay 12 cents for an item and can sell it for $12, you made your money.
but you
You just
only
have to
make
actually
your
get it
money
listed and sell it.
right.
Yeah, I agree. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for stopping by. This was not the longest episode, and it was a lot of information. Leave us a comment, see if there's anything we can help you with. But thank you guys for stopping by. It's been fun.
It has been.
I've not been the best reseller, and I will do better in the future, but life is life.
Well, you got your store on vacation though right now, right?
I do because of
Because you're going to the
going home.
you're going to the thing. I mean, So
Yeah, I got offered a job and moved everything home, and then the job didn't work out. So well, it'll work out eventually.
you gonna wear your CJ Benz Finds hat and shirt to the meetup?
For sure. I got my shirt, I got my hat, although I'm promoting Jefferson Flips.
No, 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 no. We want to go back to sipping and shipping. Of course,
That
he's
is Jefferson
he
Flips.
was, what is it? Sober October.
Sober October, people. I'm not drinking for a whole month. Woo. And I drink a
Well, there
lot.
goes our podcast.
No, no, I'll be
I'm
sober. It'll be great information. I'll be like, hey, I've learned a lot. Or maybe I'll be like, hi, hey, Shiva. Hi, Shiva. Hi. I don't know. I don't think I get the shakes. I think I'll be fine. But you know what? It could happen,
I don't know, folks. He
people.
maybe does need told it because, guys, you have not lived until you try to do one of these podcasts when he is 3 sheets to the wind.
Those have never come out, but there are a few that we were like, I don't think we can post that because, I said nipples 47 times for no reason, just because I love to say nipples. Nipples. Nipples.
Family,
Nipples.
family show. We're cutting off, folks. It's starting to head
Nipple.
downhill.
Every family needs a nipple or they
We're,
can't live. What are you talking
this
about?
is heading
All
downhill.
right, man.
Thank you for
Thank you
stopping
guys for
by.
stopping by. Well, have a good one. It's